Hello everyone, Philip from BlackBull Markets here, an update on the gold. Now we know this is the start of the week, start of the trading week. What we saw was this nice gap forward. So I want to kind of take you guys a bit through why stop losses are so important. We actually had a very nice buy potential here, but it didn't work out so well. I'll take you guys through that reason, why we took that buy, and why we kind of looked for this gap not to be filled, but in the end obviously we can see it did get filled, and I hope we can protect ourselves from being safe. So first thing obviously what happened is we did have this nice candle up over here that got sort of pushed up when we started to see that rejection. Now the first thing we looked for was to see if this gap was going to be filled. Is obviously we have this nice support right over here, right? Sort of support slash, it was resistance, now hopefully turned to support. So that kind of gives us the idea that the gap could not be filled. But the next thing what happened is we had this red candle over here, kind of touched on that, so that gave us a nice indication that the market could potentially pull up. We had this candle open here, so we could have looked for that entry on that side. Now obviously this is where the stop loss is currently play. So we wanted to put our stop loss just sort of below the previous hourly candle, this is the hourly time frame, and look for the move potential to the upside, because we do know gold is now officially on those on new all-time highs. But unfortunately what happened, we saw this candle push back through and did hit this. So if we didn't have a stop loss, you would know you would kind of be more in the negative now. But what we can look for now, obviously this didn't work out too well, at least we got hit by a stop loss, and now we're looking for new sort of ideas. So to get rid of all this, let's try and kind of have an idea of what we can look for more now. We do know NFP is coming up as well this week, so we could see some nice moves coming there depending on what the rates are. First of all, the first thing I see here is a nice, we obviously got the support, it's starting to hit now, and then we did have that nice resistance. So what do we see here first of all? This is obviously a nice fake out. So we saw that push the upside, a nice candle back to the inside. We had this beautiful retest over here. The market started to push down, and we got a little kickback on this internal slash support resistance zone. And we can also see it was a kind of an internal consolidation zone. We saw this now. This candle is pushing up against that. So we could potentially see this push further lower. Looking for the break to the downside, we're looking for this sort of area here. And what we look to the left, where this should be our most likely place to take profit if you want to close all your trades, is because if we look this side, we see wick rejections here, more wick rejections more over here, and we saw again wick rejections as a support on that side. So this gives us a nice ideal place for the market to push down to, because when we do enter into this zone, we do know we are stuck in a sort of a consolidation zone. So this is a sort of a no trade zone. Once we do break past that, we've got this nice target over here. Obviously we had some wick rejections on that zone. We see it again back here on 29th of July. So that's a good little target, but ideally you want us to look to close all your trades. Now that's if the market does break below here and gives us a sort of a confirmation, either with a candle close or a nice candle rejection that push back into that and potentially back down. Now for the upside, well, obviously this is the no trade zone, so we don't want to be in here. If you don't pop down to your 15-minute time frames during the US Open, which is happening now, you can potentially do that, but for us we don't really want that. So to be, as a new trader, obviously to be safe as well, we want to break outside of the zone. So we'll draw this back up for you again. Nice consolidation zone. So now we're pushing up to the upside. What we're looking for is pretty much a similar thing. We want to see the candle close, and then hopefully a nice retest to push further higher. Now targets, we have this sort of structure here. Ideally I would say just below that zone, because we did have that wick touch over here, and then we kind of see these two candles are sort of rejecting it. Now once we break past the zone, we're looking for more potential retests to go even further higher. So those are the options. If we do stay in here to consolidate, bad luck. If we break down to the low side, nice clean indication to go down, great, or vice versa to the upside. So hopefully that helps you guys a bit. So hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, trade safe.